Have you ever found yourself checking your phone obsessively, waiting for a text back, and when it finally comes, you feel relieved for maybe 5 minutes before the anxiety creeps back in? Or maybe you're the opposite. Someone gets close to you, and something inside just shuts down. You don't know why. You can't explain it. You just know that love has never felt easy. If you have ever cried over someone who never even said they loved you, this video is going to explain everything. Today, I want to tell you about a pattern that was shaped before you even knew what love was, before you even had words for any of this. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Let me tell you about Sarah. She's 29, successful, smart, the kind of woman her friends come to for advice about their relationships. She always knows exactly what to say, but in her own relationships, she's a mess. She falls hard and fast. The moment she meets someone she likes, something inside her lights up completely. She is all in before she even knows if they deserve her. And then, the moment a guy pulls back even slightly, doesn't text back fast enough, cancels plans, or seems a little distant, she spirals. She reads the same message 15 times, looking for hidden meaning. She replays conversations in her head at 2 a.m. She shrinks herself to avoid conflict. She becomes someone she doesn't recognize. She calls it being too much. Her therapist calls it something else entirely. But here's what Sarah didn't know. She wasn't too much. She was anxiously attached. Sarah's therapist gave her one piece of information that changed everything, and I am going to give it to you right now. In the 1960s, psychologist John Bowlby discovered something that would change everything we know about human connection. The way we bonded with our caregivers as infants, the very first relationships we ever had, creates a kind of emotional blueprint, a template, a pattern our nervous system uses for every relationship that comes after. What we now call attachment style. There are three main ones. The first is secure attachment. You grew up knowing your needs would be met. When you cried, someone came. When you were scared, someone held you. Relationships feel relatively safe. The second is anxious attachment. Your care was inconsistent. Sometimes your needs were met. Sometimes they weren't. You never knew which version of your caregiver was coming, so you learned to stay hyper-vigilant, always scanning, always watching for signs of abandonment. The third is avoidant attachment. Emotional closeness was discouraged or ignored entirely. You learned very early that needing people leads to disappointment, so you shut down, built walls. In relationships, intimacy feels suffocating, and you pull away when things get serious, often without understanding why. Now let me take you back to Sarah, because her story doesn't end at the label. Sarah grew up with a mother who loved her, but inconsistently. Some days her mother would sing in the kitchen and pull Sarah into a hug for no reason at all. Other days, she would walk past her like she wasn't even there. Same house, same mother, completely different person, and little Sarah never knew which one was coming through the door. Love is unpredictable. You have to earn it. You have to be good enough, quiet enough, helpful enough, or it might disappear. At 22, she dated a man who was emotionally unavailable. The more she chased, the more he pulled away. She thought it was her fault. At 25, she met someone kind and consistent, someone who actually texted back, who showed up, who was emotionally present. And do you know what she felt? Bored. Suffocated. She ended it after 3 months, the kindest man she had ever met, and she left him because her body did not recognize kindness as love. It only recognized chaos. And here's the part that nobody, and I mean nobody, talks about. The most painful relationships of your life were not accidents. Your nervous system chose them on purpose, not because you wanted to be hurt, but because your nervous system was doing exactly what it learned to do to survive. Most women with anxious attachment don't recognize it as a wound. They just think they're too emotional, not easy to love, too needy, too sensitive, when really their nervous system is working perfectly. It is just working from a very old instruction manual. And the cruelest part of all, anxious and avoidant people are magnetically drawn to each other. The anxious person chases, the avoidant pulls back. The anxious chases harder, the avoidant pulls back further. I am not enough. Intimacy is suffocating, and the cycle keeps going. Neither person is the villain. Say that again to yourself. Neither person is the villain. Both of them are just wounded children in adult bodies trying to feel safe. Sarah's last relationship lasted 2 years. She cried every week. She shrank herself completely. She gave everything she had. He never said, "I love you" first. He always needed space. She always needed more. Neither of them knew why. Neither of them had the language for what was happening. Until now, you do. Knowing your attachment style won't fix everything, but it will name the wound you have been carrying your whole life without knowing it was there. You are not crazy, not too much, not broken. You are just running a very old program that was never yours to begin with, and old programs can be rewritten. If you recognized yourself in this story, share it with a friend who needs to hear it. This is exactly what we talk about here, every single week.